Chris here, CaribbeanPod.com. Welcome to my kitchen. This one is pure classic from beginning to end. Today we're going to cook Dasheen bush bhaji, which is pretty much taro leaves cooked down like you would normally do spinach. Hey, it's all kind of nice flavors in there because we're going to go in with some coconut milk and we're going to start off with some coconut oil. So it's big things happening up in here. Stay tuned. In a nice wide saucepan, one that has a lid, I've got some coconut oil heating on a medium flame. Just going to move that around a little bit. Now I'm going to turn my heat down to low because it's nice and warm already. And I have here, I think, 4 medium-sized cloves of garlic that I just smashed with the back of my knife. Well, the flat surface of my knife. And it is a bit chunky, but I like it quite like that because at this point we're just releasing flavor from that. And once this is done cooking, once you get a piece of that garlic in there, it's going to be nice and sweet and ooey. But if you want to crush that garlic down, you can certainly do that. In goes some chopped onion, and that is a medium-sized onion. And the whole idea here is to gently cook this to release all those nice flavors. As that garlic and onion softens up, and by the way, the kitchen is already smelling wicked with the scent of that garlic, I'm going to go in with some fresh ground black pepper. And again, my heat is still on low. We want that to go between 3 and 5 minutes. And this is the trimmed and prepared, it's washed taro leaves or Dasheen bush leaves. If you're looking for a video on how to do that, check in the description below or go over to my secondary channel at Food FAQ and you will find that video on there. You're going to see some nice little brown edges start happening with that onion and the garlic. Be careful, we don't want that garlic to burn because it will go bitter. Next up, we're going to start adding all of that chopped and washed taro leaves. And you will notice it will seem like a lot at this point, and it's probably going to seem as though it's too big for the pot that you're cooking in. But as soon as it starts cooking down, it will start wilting as typical spinach would do, and it will go down. If you watch the video I did on preparing this Dasheen bush leaves or taro leaves, you will notice I said that the leaves can discolor your fingers as well as cause your hands to be irritated and go itchy. So if you're new to handling this stuff, do coat your hands with some vegetable oil or wear gloves when making or preparing, especially handling the leaves. Everything is in there now. We're going to go in with a generous dose of salt. We're going to turn our heat up to medium high. Then we're going to go in with some sliced scotch bonnet pepper. That's just for that nice Caribbean kick. You can just say how much you put in there is totally up to you. If you want, you do not have to use that scotch bonnet pepper in there. And one other thing I noticed, when you cook Dasheen bush or bhaji, it tends to itch the back of your throat. So I like to go in with a little bit of lemon juice in there. And I'm just going to squeeze that directly into the pot, and that's going to help prevent that sort of itch you'll get at the back of your throat once you start eating. This is supposed to cook down until it's almost like a puree. So to help it and to add more flavor, I'm going in with a small can of coconut milk, which is about 3/4 cups of coconut milk, and in the same can I'm just going to mix in some water in there. So in total we have about 1.5 cups of liquid. And the whole idea here is to bring this up to a boil because we really want this to start wilting down. Give it a good stir because you want to make sure everything is mixed in properly. Bring it up to a boil, and I'm going to put my lid on there, turn it down to simmer, and let that cook gently. It's been going now for about, I'd say, half an hour. The thing is, since these were not the baby tender leaves we normally get down in the Caribbean, it will take a bit longer, so I'm guessing another 15-20 minutes for that to go down. But again, if you're using the nice freshly harvested tender leaves, it will be done in about 30 to 40 minutes. It is taking a bit longer than I expected to cook simply because it is the more tougher leaves that I'm using. Well, that is what I had access to. I've gone ahead now. It's been cooking now for 50 minutes. Yeah, quite a while. This is gluten-free. This is totally vegetarian. If you want to add some flavor to this, you can certainly go in with some salted cod in there, shredded. Boy, nice. But we're doing this gluten-free. We're doing this vegetarian. Turn my heat up to medium high, and we want to burn off all that liquid. It is not a pretty looking dish, but when I tell you, it is real nice. So we're going to burn off all that liquid, and then we're done. So there you go, friends. Chris here, CaribbeanPot.com. Always a pleasure to have you guys here in the kitchen with me. I'm just going to cook this down a little bit more because I want everything to melt and come together. Bhaji, Dasheen bush, you're going to love it. Give it a try.